All right, guys, I told you I'd come back at you when I found some proof, when I found some good stuff, maybe somebody that tested the fog, and we got it. Did this video about a week ago for all of you that experienced that odd fog that everyone was saying wasn't normal. And lots of you put in the comments that you were getting sick. Well, maybe it was you, maybe it was somebody that you knew. But if you experienced urinary tract infections, bloodstream infections, pneumonia, ocular infections, respiratory tract infections, meningitis, wound infections, and osteomyelitis, you're gonna wanna see what I dug up. And along with that, some of you saw this.
What's happening here? Am I oblivious to this, or is this normal?
Ironic, Florida air quality alert in effect through tonight. Residents advised to take precautions. That's what they issued to the area due to the air quality index. 2.1 times the size. When people are saying something ain't right, something ain't right. And even more videos coming out on this stuff turning into some weird stuff. Watch.
Particles are still there between the water. And when you rub it, you can see, look, it's just this.
Something is not right about that. Crystals showing up on people's walkways.
And I picked it up, and they're not heavy, they're very light.
All kinds of reports of mysterious hair growing out of nowhere, all right after the fog. And with everyone getting sick after this mysterious fog, is it ironic that the Hmpv cases seem to be showing up everywhere, not just China?
It started with these videos, not from the COVID-19 pandemic, but from the recent outbreak of Hmpv cases in China.
Like I said, just ironic that people were saying this right after the fog.
In the last 4 days, I am pretty sure that I have seen every child in the Tampa, St. Petersburg area. Every kid either has the flu or RSV. Like, everybody has the crud right now. It's wild.
And like I said, finally getting some evidence of people testing this stuff. Important, crazy information that affects you coming right up. My name is Cohen here at Riverside Homestead, and if you're brand new here, welcome. If you guys are into prepping tips, emergency preparedness, and most of all, news and awareness, stuff that you want to know about, be sure to hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. All right, guys, thanks for starting this off with a like. It helps it reach more folks instead of just getting buried or not sent out. Together, we can help spread the awareness. All right, guys, I told you I would circle back on this once we found some evidence or some people that actually tested this. Had numerous people in the comments tell us what they thought and give us their experience with what they were seeing with people getting sick, the fog that didn't smell normal, like chemicals, leaving crystal residues, all kinds of stuff I'll touch on here in just a minute, but finally found someone that tested it. In this post, it says samples from the thick unusual fog that I shared a video of here in Florida in the backyard, and along with other states that had experienced. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, hang tight and I'm going to show you some of the crazy stuff that people experienced. So in this case, they took it into the lab for testing. This is what everyone was wanting. They're like, how come nobody's testing this? And what they found in this post, it says they found it was saturated with Serratia marcescens bacteria. Probably didn't say that right, but you guys can see it there. But a bacteria, right? Also considered a parasite. Folks, in the fog, you were breathing this in. It was everywhere. He says this act of releasing these pathogens into society is considered, we'll just read the end of that sentence. Not sure I want to say it because I'd like some people to actually see this video. This WR Shock, I think, goes into more detail. Types of Serratia marcescens infections observed in humans can cause, and this is where I want you guys to pay attention. Let me know if you guys experienced any of these or know of anyone that experienced any of this and your guys' location, like the state. Urinary tract infection, bloodstream infections, pneumonia, ocular infections, respiratory tract infections, meningitis, wound infections, and osteomyelitis. Don't even know what that last one was, but hang tight and I'll let you know what other people were saying about this. Also, it says, isn't it strange that large amounts of people have been ill in the last week, yet they're preparing us to take the next vaxaroo for another virus? It says reposted from Sudden and Unexpected, aka Too Baffled. It says he'll tag him below. Here in this snapshot from WR Shock QBD, it says, thank you. Like I stated days ago, the chemical fog is saturated with trillions of parasites. That's Serratia bacteria. Are parasites and this bacteriophages, pathogens. So now you have it, friends. He says that they dumped millions of tons of biological, you know what, on us again. Let me know if you think that's true, because this is part of the buzz that's going around, but it's very hushed under rugs. I'm gonna chalk it up to theory, entertainment purposes only. Reading on from K Warrior 19, samples of testing from the fog taken in Naples, Florida. The test results indicate the fog contained what we went over, the bacteria, the sample ID, and I told you guys earlier, I was sick. I got hit twice, and I haven't been sick in 2 years. The thing is still hanging on. It's like these sicknesses don't go away anymore. They just linger for weeks. Oh, Aaron put a post here. Have you had any fog or strange headaches or sickness in your area that don't seem normal? Let me know below, and feel free to tell us where you're located. I see several states listed already. And you see her results there with well over 1,000 people. Yes, I have at 70%. No, not at all, only at 30%. I told Erin to hit me up, gonna do a video on this, and she replied, yes. This at BBBRW21 has more details with all the results, and they have the lab. Boom. She also goes on that I think that they'll be also elaborating on this even more very soon. I hope it stays on YouTube. They banned the old RFFK and me the same day, and she goes on to explain even more. As I said, this one is a touchy topic. All right, so Aaron said go to this guy, BR21, and it says right here, tomorrow, 1125, so he's probably working on this, I assume. I will be collecting a sterile fog condensation specimen from Southwest Florida. I will be processing it against all known infections and diseases, bacteria, and fungi associated with the human-animal illness. In advanced some other stuff I'm just not even going to read anymore. If you guys want to follow on this, if you guys are affected by it, I would probably follow this dude and make sure that you're staying up on what he comes up with. As I said before, this is just what's going around, not making any claims, entertainment purposes only. Do your own research. But if you look it up, you see just a few days ago, 7, 6 days, 5 days, mysterious fog has people worried about chemical exposure. That comes from Como News. Daily Mail says Americans say mysterious fog with chemical smell is making them sick just minutes after exposure. Forbes News says widespread fog sparks wild theories about secret tests and alien activity. They had to add the alien, right? Yahoo News says Americans alarmed by chemical fog spreading across the US. Phenomenon sparks bio conspiracies theories after drone sightings. Economic Times just a couple days ago, parts of the US blanketed by fog. Conspiracy theories run rampant on social media, and users say something nefarious is going on. Like I said, if you guys have a personal experience, put it down in the comments. As for some of the people from our community, right here, this person said had fake fog move in on Atlanta a few weeks ago. Next 3 days, I had diarrhea, sore throat, and serious congestion. Talked to a half a dozen people that had similar experiences. Treated myself with Ivor and nutrients. Fine now. This person said it happened in South Africa a few years ago, and after a lot of investigation, there was hazardous waste incinerators burning waste at night. The residue hung around all day, same smells. He says you could only see it with a torch at night. How's that make you feel? Now you gotta be curious about what's going on at night, because you might be breathing in some garbage, literally, that you don't even know's there. This person put, me and my family have been sick now, experiencing cough and congestion for about a week. My sister is sick. She's in California. My father and his wife are sick. They are in New Mexico. My aunt and her family are sick, New York City. And we all got it the same week, all different states of the US. You know what? I think I got it too. And I'm nowhere near those areas. Which brings me to question, at the same time, Hmpv's spread from China causes a global concern. And I'm telling you guys, I could have that. A lot of the same symptoms: scratchy throat, nasal congestion, easily can go down into the chest, cough. I've seen kids with like a croupy cough that just lingers. And the conclusion some people are drawing up is, did it have anything to do with the fog? Because the crazy thing people are saying is it all happened during that event. But that's not all that's crazy. Widespread, lots of people said this crazy hair was growing out of cat food. It was growing out of the ground. They all said that they noticed it after the fog. Watch.
All right. Hit me out, TikTok. Am I going crazy? So, I have an outdoor cat, and I bought him a can of Fancy Feast. Fancy Feast Turkey and Giblets Feast. There's all the information. This is what I found today. This hair is growing out of the food that wasn't ate. And it's coarse hair. It's the same color as my cat, but my cat is a short-haired cat. What's happening here? Am I oblivious to this, or is this normal? Help me out.
And it's not the only cat food that people have said. Some people call it mold, but the fact that that guy said, hey, this is the same color as my cat, but my cat's a short-haired cat. That hair looked like you could braid it. But lots of people said, ironically, right after the fog, they were seeing this stuff growing in a lot of places.
This mold is springing up this fast, but what you're finding is all over the UK, all over Canada, all over the United States. And so when I realized, when the Lord opened my eyes and let me realize, and that there is an association with the fog and the moisture, we are being doused with moisture that's now producing mold. But this is what I want to let you know. So I was wondering, okay, can this stuff be purposefully, if that's how you say it, cultivated? Can you do this on purpose? Can you create this type of stuff that we're seeing in those videos? And I've seen it talks about oxygen. It can require oxygen to grow, and potential allergic or toxic effects.
What do you guys think? Is that just kind of a little bit tinfoil hat craziness, or did you guys see the same thing? If you did, you're not the only one. Got even more crazy stuff, but I'll be looking for the answers of that and what you guys had to say down in the comments, because in some cases this fog left residue on cars that just turned into like a paste, which is really weird. And like she had said, this is in the UK, Canada, US, other places as well. Looks like some kind of powdery substance turned into, almost like if you took water and mixed it with some like baking soda or something, right? Doesn't seem normal. What do you guys think about that one? In the last video, I go over a bunch of other crazy stuff. Watch that one. I'll pin it in the comments and put it down in the description, but this is kind of similar. In that one, I showed you some stuff people were finding in their pools. Other people found crystal-like things in their walkways. Others that looked a lot like hail all over the ground, but it didn't melt. It was just this plasticky crystal type stuff. Check it out.
Light like plastic, and it kind of looks like a geode, but it's lightweight. It's almost got like a waxy texture to it. It's got a really strong chemical smell, and they're everywhere.
So I'm just going on my walk here, and I'm seeing these crystal pellets all over the place. And at first I thought it was ice, and I picked it up, and they're not heavy, they're very light. What is that? This is coming out of our sky. It just rained, but it's literally all over the place. Look. What is going on? What is that?
Now, if it's not hail, melts in your hand, it's some kind of little plasticky crystal thing. Sounded like glass when she dropped it. More than just that gal reported stuff like that. Now, the other thing that's running consistent is everybody getting sick all of a sudden.
I don't know the exact stats, but I believe roughly every single person in America is sick right now.
Like I said, tell me in the comments, how many folks do you know that are sick right now? Because I know quite a few.
The agency reports a 12% jump in positive flu tests in the last 2 weeks.
12% jump, which is probably higher than 12% in the last 2 weeks. Ironically, same timeline. Lots of people like this one right here reporting nearly everyone around them is sick. And one of the things that I come to a conclusion in my own mind, my own opinion, with all the big farm owning all this stuff at the top of the umbrella, ironic that everyone rushes to the store to get all of this cold and flu medication to the point where it's empty shelves. Like we just wiped out everything in a lot of areas. Think about all those cold and flu aids selling out everywhere. Gotta add up to a lot, right? Gotta add up to a lot. Check out what old Canada has to say.
What is going on, Canada? I have a cold, and I went down to a couple of pharmacies today to get some cold medicine. Look at what I found. This is just one of the stores. It took me 4 stores to go and find something that I can actually take to help me with my cold. So first it was the cold medicine and pain medicine for children. Now it's the cold medicine. What Are you upset, Trudeau, because we don't want to take your vaccine? We don't want to.
And he nailed it right there. First, it seemed like all the kids were sick. Now, I'm seeing more and more adults that are sick. Now, I know some of you guys are gonna chalk this up to it's wintertime, cold and flu season, and that's fair, but does it seem a little ironic that everyone gets it at the same time as they're speculating about something? And why does it take so long to get it out of your system? Just thinking out loud. You guys let me know what you think. You can even tell me that I'm a little bit crazy, but I read a lot of your comments and I think a lot of you are thinking the same way. Don't forget to share this out, spread the awareness. If you missed that video, got a lot more tidbits in that one regarding this. Make sure the notification bell is still on if you guys like to stay up to date. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you guys on the next one.